Every time I need to go, every time I need to know.
1,500 for a massive 38-inch curved ultra-wide monitor that has support for HDR10, USB-C power delivery, and incredible built-in speakers that I was just blown away by. But how good is this really? Is it good for watching our favorite movies, playing our favorite games? Is it even worth buying? Or are we just getting this for its awesome speakers? Hey there, it's Mindy again, and we're back with another monitor review. This is the BenQ EW3880R. Disclaimer, BenQ did send this to me and I don't have to return it, and all that was required was to say that this monitor is great for entertainment, for you to watch your content. That's it. Everything that I share today is my honest opinions. Okay, let's get comfortable and get into the sexy specs details. This is an IPS panel, 38-inch ultra-wide. Because this is my first ever ultra-wide monitor, it was pretty overwhelming at first with all that screen, real estate, so much details everywhere. But I got used to it after a while. We have a resolution of 3840 by 1600. Yes, that number sounds high, but with a pixel density of 111, sharpness is not amazing. With this resolution spread across a 38-inch wide monitor, it's very similar to a 27-inch 1440p monitor. Pixelation becomes very obvious with text, especially small fonts. Mac OS can look pretty bad on it if you don't scale it right. On the other hand, Windows look pretty well adapted to it, so I kind of feel like ultrawide is made for Windows. I don't know. This supports HDR10, but with a peak brightness of 300 nits, you can't truly enjoy that high brightness of HDR content. For that, you need at least 1,000 nits. But those monitors tend to be way more expensive than this. This has a curvature of 2300R. It's not too aggressive, just nice for me. It also supports different video modes such as the low blue light feature, which is supposed to be easier on your eyes, especially if you're using the monitor at night. It also has several HDRI modes in which you can take your pick, your favorite. I thought that the colors and the contrast were overly done in the HDRI modes, so I prefer turning them off. But what was really fun was the picture-in-picture mode. You can do this half-half, one side showing the screen of my PC and the other my Mac. You can also adjust the scale or even do a picture-in-picture mode. So this is very useful if you have a Mac and a PC like I do and you want to have access to both screens, to both computers. Setting this up was pretty easy, but just a warning, this is heavy. Everything was provided: cable, screwdriver. It comes with a stand. You can adjust it up, down, and tilt it even. And it comes with a nice cable management thing at the back. But the whole stand does take up quite a bit of space on your desk, so fair warning for those with a smaller desk. I would have definitely prefer using a monitor arm, but this is 13 kg and it's way too heavy for my monitor arms. Yep, it's also really thick. If you see from the top, it measures about 6-7 cm at the thickest. So I can't put my favorite BenQ monitor lights on it. I can't realize how important these lights are when I can't use it, sadly. Overall, this is pretty well built, quite sturdy. It has anti-glare screen, so there's no distracting reflections. We have ports, HDMI ports, DP ports. We have a Thunderbolt 3 port which has 60 watts power delivery. So it's perfect for us Mac users who just want one single USB-C cable for power delivery and display. This screen has a very modern look, has a very ageless design at the sides here, except for the bottom part, which is the sound panel, and that is one of my favorite things about this monitor. The sound panel is right below the screen. It has a bronze hue, which is BenQ's signature color, and those speakers, damn, let me tell you, better than my LG monitors, better than my MacBook Pro. I never knew I needed proper speakers until I experienced that. It's a 2.1 channel sound system with an 8-watt woofer. And that's why it has such a powerful bass. It's just so good. I wished I could control the volume using my Mac. Instead, we have this control so that we don't have to reach it over there every single time. And the great sound makes it pretty enjoyable to watch my favorite movies on this screen. And this is actually what this monitor is made for, to enjoy entertainment, watching your favorite content, TikTok. Great sound, enjoy it much better. We have a contrast ratio of 1000 to 1, but it ultimately depends on what kind of movies you watch, what kind of resolution you're watching them in. For example, Apple TV has one of the highest, best, crispy, sharp resolution videos, movies on it. So when I watch C, it's crispy clear. But when I'm watching shows on Disney Plus, on Netflix, it really depends. The quality just isn't quite as good as Apple TV Plus. And when the quality sucks, you can really see it on such a big screen. Ultra wide also means that you will see those black bars on the sides of your screen if it's not in a 21:9 ratio. For example, again, in Disney Plus, when I'm watching Frozen, I realized that there are so many black bars at the top, at the bottom, at the sides, and I had to install an extra plugin to toggle that full screen mode to make full use of that ultra wide screen. And I'll leave a link to that plugin below. With all this extra screen real estate, it's also great for working. I love multitasking, and I love that I can open up multiple Notes app as well as Chrome and just work, multitask away. But I have to get used to the fact that the controls are on the far right of my computer screen. Because I'm so used to a 27-inch monitor, so I'm so used to having my controls here. But with a 38-inch ultra-wide monitor, it's all the way here. So yeah, I just gotta get used to it. As much as I love the amount of space I have on this ultra-wide monitor, I have to say I find myself going back to my MacBook Pro a lot to work because the screen is just sharper and it has better color profiles. And for my kind of work, I need that. Speaking of color accuracy, this is a wide gamut monitor that covers 96% DPI-P3, 88% Adobe RGB. So it's not going to be the best for professional color editors, but for those of us average users who don't need that high color accuracy, this is fine. Next, gaming. Now, this monitor doesn't have that crazy high refresh rates of 120Hz, 144Hz, 240Hz. Nope, none of that. This instead is a 60Hz monitor with a 4 milliseconds response time, so gaming on this was actually pretty decent. Open world games like Assassin's Creed adapt to the 38-inch screen very well, but you have to make sure to adjust to the correct aspect ratio. Once done, the game will take up the entire screen without distortions. I don't know if it's more immersive because it's curved screen, right? But I love that we can see so much more of the open world game. Yeah, it's also quite a nice touch that when the game is playing certain scenes, it will animate very nicely to a 16:9 ratio, and once done, it will expand back out to 21:9. The monitor does pretty well with FPS games, and even though it doesn't come with any adaptive syncs, I did not notice any screen tearing or any ghosting. Interrupting here for a quick second, I'm editing right now and I did notice that there is actually some screen tearing here that the camera caught, but my naked human eyes did not. So just a heads up, you might not be able to see it in real life, but there it is. And it might just be me, but this screen tearing did not disturb my gameplay, and I think I did reasonably well. So why buy this? Well, not just for the awesome wallpapers that look so good on the ultra wide screen. I would get this for the speakers and the screen size. It's really enjoyable watching shows and working on such a wide screen. I'm not a big fan of the remote control. It's another thing I have to keep track of. Plus, sometimes it doesn't work. You really have to point it at the sound bar area or directly at the screen for it to work. If you're pointing upwards, it just doesn't work. Now, 1.5K is a high price, but not for a monitor of this size. The average price of the 8-inch monitors is about 1.8K, so this is considered one of the cheaper, more budget versions of ultra-wide monitor. Its niche is really for entertainment, but I like using this to game. And I know, 60 Hz is not the best for gaming, it's not very high, but I'm not a pro gamer and I'm okay with gaming at 60 FPS. Plus, gaming on ultra-wide 38-inch is so fun. Because with games, the more game you can see, the better it is. And like, ultra-wide just shows you so much more of the gaming world, and I don't know if I can go back to a 27-inch monitor after this. Yeah. So yep, this monitor is not too bad for what it offers. And yes, you probably can get cheaper, smaller monitors with high refresh rates or a different ultrawide with higher specs, but that would be more expensive. So if you have the budget and you're in the market looking for an ultra-wide 38-inch monitor with good sound system, this is a pretty good consideration. But yeah, let me know what you think. Is ultrawide too big? Would you get it? Everything mentioned will be linked below, and I hope this video helped you. I'll talk to you really soon. Take care, stay minty and cheery. Goodbye.